Welcome. Saturday is Kids Day. And today we're in a purpose-driven life and we're looking at the importance of what we focus our life on today. Oh, hiya. Sorry, I didn't see you down there. I was up this ladder, you see. I'm just trying to fix this camera at the moment because it's gone a little bit out of focus. But you know, actually, that reminds me of a story that we read about in the Bible. His name was Zacchaeus, and his life was out of focus. You see, his focus, up until the time we meet him in the story, appeared to have been making more money. And to be honest with you, he had a lot of money. He was what we call a tax collector. And back in those days, in the time of Jesus, if you were a tax collector, that meant you were collecting money for the Romans, but it also meant that you could take some more for yourself. And not only was he a tax collector, he was a chief tax collector. Well, anyway, let's get back to the story. Because what happened was this. He heard that Jesus was in town. And when he heard that Jesus was in town, he wanted to see Jesus. You see, the reality was, even though he had loads of money and lots of things, he knew there was something that was missing from his life. And he'd heard about Jesus and he thought, well, if only I could get to see Jesus, perhaps I could refocus my life. And so he tried to get to see Jesus, but there was a problem. Everybody else wanted to see Jesus, and he was really short. And so that meant that he couldn't get to the front of the crowd, he couldn't get to see Jesus, and he was going to get disappointed. But you know what? He didn't give up. He ran ahead of the crowd, and in front of him, he didn't see a ladder, he saw a tree. And so he climbed up the tree, which must have been a pretty funny sight. It would be a bit like you getting up tomorrow morning and going for a walk and finding the head teacher in a tree as you walk past. Now, I don't know about you, but that would make me laugh. And I'm sure there were people who, once they realized that Zacchaeus was in the tree, were going to laugh. But you know what? There was someone who didn't laugh, and that was Jesus. He saw Zacchaeus up the tree. Probably Zacchaeus was trying to hide, and the first words he said to him were these: Zacchaeus, come down, because I want to come to your house. Hang on a minute. Zacchaeus had never met Jesus, and yet Jesus knew Zacchaeus' name. And do you know what the reality is? God knows all of us. He doesn't just know our names. He knows all about us. You see, his focus is on us because he loves us and he cares for us. But not only that, Jesus wanted to spend time with this tax collector. And we know from the story that actually he was a thief. He'd stolen money from people, but he had taken it for himself to get himself rich. But you know what? That day, Zacchaeus' life focus changed. He began to realize that he should fix his focus back onto God and God's amazing love for him. An encounter with Jesus had changed his life forever. So much so that he said he was going to give away half of his money, and everybody he had taken money from, he was going to give them multiple times back of what he had stolen. You see, Zacchaeus' life was refocused on God, who loved him and cared for him. Well, anyway, I got to get back to my camera and fix that. I hope you have a good day, and God bless you as we next week we'll be back for another kid's story. That is, if I can get the camera working. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to get that sorted now. God bless you. Bye.